Okay, year 7, let's go through the paper. So, question 1A asks for the name of this 3D shape. It's a cylinder. Luckily in maths, it does not matter about spelling, but it must be clear to the examiner that you're trying to say cylinder. How many faces does this cuboid have? So faces, we're talking about these. It has 6 faces. How many vertices does the cuboid have? So it's these corners here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 vertices. Work out the volume of the cuboid. So to work out the volume, we multiply all the lengths together. So 11 times 8 times 20, which gives you 1,760 centimetres cubed. Here we want to use the graph to change Australian dollars to euros. So let's do 35. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go up from the bottom until we hit the graph and then read off. So I've got 22 euros. And when you look at the mark scheme, they allow you between 21 euros 50 and 22 euros 50. Next one, so 20 euros to Australian dollars. So we go from this side instead. A little bit down, so we need to go here. Up until we reach the line. And mine's a little bit off, I think. Let me just draw mine again. To reach the line. And I would say it's about in the middle here. So I would say $31.50. And again, they allow you between 31 and 32 Australian dollars. Right, so we want to change 500 Australian dollars to euros. It depends, it's up to you. You could find out how many 10 Australian dollars is and then times it by 50. Or you could find 50, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at 50 Australian dollars and multiply by 10. So that is roughly, I would say, 32 maybe, yeah, 32. So 50 Australian dollars is, what did I say, 32 euros. So I'm going to multiply by 10 to get that 500 Australian dollars times by 10 is 320 euros. And again, when you look at the mark scheme, you can have between 300 and 325. Okay. So this next one was a big question, okay? So they give you a lot of information. The first thing I would do is I would find out things like the range and the mean already, okay? So the range at the moment is 43, being the eldest person, take away 22. Which gives a range of 21. So the range is 21. It says that the median and the mode don't change, okay? So whatever is the middle number does not change. So that means one of the end numbers, hopefully, changes. So if the range has increased by 5, we add 5 to it. We're going to add 5 to the eldest person. I think, yeah, if we add 5 to the eldest person in order to increase the range, we could take away 5 from the youngest person to increase the range by 5, but I doubt we've got a 17-year-old maths teacher. So add 5, so one of the ages must be 48. Then when we look at the mean, we add them all up, and that comes to 384. So add them all up. It comes to, it comes to 310. And then when we divide by 10 people, the mean must have been 31 before. Now we need to find out what we want the mean to be now. So if it increases by 1, the mean is now 32. So the mean is now 32. And times that by 12 teachers, so there's not 10 anymore, there's 12. That gives you 384. And so now what we do to get we know the total is going to be 384. We just need to find the difference between 384 and 310, which is what it added up to before, which is 74. We said that one of the people was 48, so 74 take away 48, and that leaves you with someone who is 26. So 26 and 48. Okay, now we need to find the area of the shape below. So it's a compound shape. We're going to split it into 2 rectangles. You got 1 mark for finding one of the areas of the rectangle. So we do 6 times 3, which is 18 centimetres squared. And now we find the area of this rectangle. Remember, this is not 10. The whole way across is 10, but then we take off the 3, so up to here must only be 7. So 4 times 7 is 28 centimetres squared. We add those two together to get 46 centimetres squared. The angles in this rhombus, so because it's a rhombus, we've got equal sides, opposite angles are equal, so P must be 115 degrees. Next, we use the fact that angles in a rhombus add up to 360 degrees. So I'm going to do 115 plus another 115, which gives you 230 degrees. And then do 360, take away 230, which gives you 130 degrees. And then we know that this angle and Q must be the same. So we're going to do 130 divided by 2 to give you that Q must be 65 degrees. Here I can't show you on Notability to do an angle bisector, but if you got that wrong, remember in the lesson to come and speak to me and I can show you exactly how to do to construct the angle bisector. Right, number 6. Ali is X years old. Now in this question you had to form a correct equation in order to get one of the marks, okay? And you got 1 mark for the correct answer. So if you got the correct answer without forming the equation, you did get 1 mark. So Ali is X years old. His sister is 5 years older than him, so X plus 5. And then his brother is double his age, so 2x. And it says that the sum of all their ages is 49. So when you add up x plus 5 plus 2x, it gives you 49. So then let's tidy up. What's x plus 2x? It's 4x. And you've got the plus 5 equals 49. And then remember how I taught you to solve an equation? We take away 5 from both sides, and we get 4x equals 44. And then divide both sides by 4 to give you x equals 11. So Ali must be 11 years old. Okay. Number 7, so we got a substitution. Most of you got this correct. So G is 7, so P equals 2 times 7 plus 3 times H, or 3 times minus 4. So 2 times 7 is 14, plus 3 times 4 is minus 12. So remember, adding a negative is the same as subtracting it. So 14 take away 12 is just 2. Number 8, write 336 as a product of its primes. So I would have expected you to draw your tree. So 336. So we could start off with 2. So divided by 2. So we get 168. Doesn't matter what you start off with. I'm going to do 2 again. Remember, I'm circling the prime numbers, 84. This time I'm going to do 12 times 7. Circle the 7 because that's prime. 3 times 4, circle the 3, and then 2 times 2. Okay, so my answer is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 7. If you wrote 2 to the power of 4 times 3 times 7, that is also fine, okay? But you didn't have to. Okay. Right, question 9. The first term of a sequence is 11, and a rule is subtract 7. What is the 5th term? If I was you, I would just literally, first term is 11, I subtract 7. So take away 7, that gives me the next one being 4. Then, so that's the second term. So I'll just write it up here for 5th, and we're looking for the 5th term. Subtract 7 again, I get minus 3. Subtract 7 again, I get minus 10. And subtract 7 again, I get minus 17. So the answer is minus 17. The nth term of a different sequence is 4n take away 9. What are the first 3 terms of this sequence? Remember, I told you that 4n means the 4 times table. So you write the 4 times table, which is 4, 8, 12. And I'm going to take away 9 from each of these numbers to get the nth, so to get the first 3 terms of 4n minus 9. So 4 take away 9 is minus 5, 8 take away 9 is minus 1, and 12 take away 9 is 3. So they're the first 3 terms. The first 5 terms of a different sequence are 3, 10, 17, etc., etc. Kabir thinks that the number 281 is in the sequence. Is Kabir correct? So there's different ways you could have done this. My favourite way is to find the nth term. So it's going up in 7. So you know it's 7n. If we look at the 7 times table, 7, 14, 21, 28. To get the numbers underneath, we must have subtracted 4. So our nth term is 7n take away 4. And you actually got 1 mark for identifying that. Then we do 7n take away 4 equals 281 to check if it is in that sequence. And we solve it like we have done before. We add 5 to both sides. And we get 7n equals 285. Then we would divide by 7. And we want a whole number in order to say yes, the number is in this sequence. When we go to do the bus stop method, we do 7. So 285 divided by 7. How many 7s into 28? 4. How many 7s into 5? 0. And you can see here, I already have to do a remainder. I'm not even going to finish doing the division because I've already got my answer. No, Kabir is not correct. And I've shown my working out by the fact that I'm not going to get a whole number for n. And so that's my working out. Okay, question 10 was a straightforward adding decimals. Line them up. Make sure that the decimal points line up with each other. And it's simple as then adding 2 plus 8 is 10. Put the 0 down, carry the 1. 7 plus 5 is 12, add the 1 is 13, put the 3 down, carry the 10, and 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4, so 43. If you wrote 43.0, that is also fine, you will still get the mark. Here we had to find a quarter of 60. So finding a quarter of 60 is the same as doing 60 divided by 4. And remember, dividing by 4 is halving it twice. Half of 60 is 30. Half it again is 15. So a quarter of 60 is 15. Okay, write down the temperature at 3 p.m. So we can see here that it had gone up by 10. So that means we're doing -4 plus 10, which gives us that the new temperature is 6 degrees. Then at 9 p.m. the temperature was -2 and it went down by 7. So we're doing -2 take away 7. So that gives me that at midnight the temperature was -9, okay? And you had to write -9 and not 9. Okay, write down the coordinates of B. Remember, it's a cross first, then up or down. So the coordinates are 5, so cross 5 up 2, so 5, 2. Plot the coordinates 4 minus 2. So cross the 4 down to -2. So this would be where C is. Then it says write down the coordinates of the midpoint AB. So what is the middle of this line? Most of you realise that the middle was here. You can just see it by looking at it. So that's 1, 3. And then it says draw the line equation y equals -4. So you find -4 on the y-axis and draw a straight line, and it's a horizontal line going through. So that's it. Write 0.7 as a fraction, so that's just 7/10. We cannot simplify that. Write 0.3 as a percentage. To write it as a percentage, we times by 100, which gives us 30%. Write 8/12 in its simplest form. So 4 is the biggest number that goes into both 8 and 12. So that gives us 2/3. Put these in order. Okay, so let's have a look. They all got 0, but the one with the next lowest number is 0.02. And I like to cross them off as I go along so I know I've done it. The next smallest tenth is 1, so next one should be 0.152. Next smallest is 0.2. Then 0.37. And the last being 0.4. Okay. Right. Put these in order. So obviously the more negative, the larger the negative, the smaller the number. So -10, -7, -2, 0, 1, and then 8. We had to work out if he had enough money. So it's a third off the normal price. So we find a third of £9.60. Finding a third of something is the same as doing £9.60 divided by 3. How many 3s into 9? 3. How many 3s into 6? 2. How many 3s into 0? 0. So a third of £9.60 is £3.20. Now that's not saying that's how much the denim shirt is now. That's how much they've taken off the price. So you need to do £9.60, take away £3.20 to find that the cost of one shirt is £6.40. but he wants to buy 2 denim shirts. So I need to do £6.40 plus another £6.40. It means that he wants to spend £12.80 on a denim shirt. He has £13, so yes, he has enough. So yes, he has enough money. Oh, sorry, I can't spell. Enough money. Okay. Right, we're almost there. Number 17, we're going to put these in order. In order to put them in order, I would convert these all to decimals and then put the originals back in to answer the question. So 35% divided by 100, so that's 0.35. 3/10 is 0.3. 0.32 is already a decimal. 2/5, if you don't remember that it's 0.4, you could do 2 divided by 5. How many 5s go into 2? 0. Remainder 2. How many 5s into 24? So it's 0.4, and then 0.25 is already a decimal. So now we put it in order. Obviously the smallest is 0.25, so 0.25. So I'm going to cross that off. I've done that one. The next smallest you can see here is 3/10, which is 0.3. The next smallest is 0.32. Next we've got 35%. And then the largest is obviously 2/5, so that should be at the end. Okay, we want to round this to 2 decimal places. That means we're cutting off the number here, and we look at the next number along, which is 5. If it's 5 or more, we're going to round up. Okay, so instead of it being 5.54, it's not, we round up, and the answer is 5.55. Right, we've got 2 more questions. Right, t plus t plus t equals 12. So 3t equals 12. We divide both sides by 3 to give us t equals 4. Here, we add 2 to both sides to give us x equals 8. And then the last one, here we take away 2 from both sides to give that 6w equals 18. Then divide both sides by 6 to give that w must equal 3. And then the last question, the pictograms, nice and easy. We know the key, 8 children like cricket best. So each man represents 2 children. So for cricket, you want to draw 4 children or 4 stick men. Okay, because each one is 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we've done that one. Work out the total number of children in Heidi's class. So we need to add them all up. What I suggest you do is you count in 2s, and I'll cross them off as I go along. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So I'm just going to put that there for a minute, 26. And then I've got half a person. Half a person represents 1 person, so add on the 1. So there must be 27 in total in Heidi's class. Well done. That is it.